they did not get the due what they deserve. But while the first experiment of communicating using radio waves was actually done by Bose, and his experiment of using a particular type of transmission where he demonstrated that those signals can physically pass through human beings or even walls, he demonstrated in Calcutta. But then, as science and technology became more and more powerful, that we require minimum tool sets for improving the knowledge base in the world. And that is where we have fallen behind today. But then, it is never too late. I'll give you a couple of examples of how it is never too late in science and technology. All of you are familiar that man had landed on moon and a large number of probes had gone around moon. But still, the credit for discovering presence of water molecules on moon and the process of water molecule and OH molecule formation, the credit is given to Chandrayaan-1. So this again shows that though you start the activity much later, you can still make an impact. In a similar manner, you would have heard of Mars mission, where actually a large number of probes had gone to Mars, and then while the success rate was very low, only 40% efforts had succeeded, but still India was able to demonstrate to the world that you are able to perform an interplanetary mission in a very cost-effective manner with the limited resources you have and do it in a very short time. An activity whose complexity, if you have to visualize, on the 5th of November 2013, when we launched this satellite from Shri, the task cut out for the satellite was travel for a distance of about 600 million kilometers over a period of 10 months. And at the end of this period, on the 24th of September 2014, 7:30 a.m. in the morning, to that second, you imagine in deep space a cube of 50 kilometers. If this satellite were not inside that cube of 50 kilometers at that second, it would not have been possible for us to reorient it and then get it captured by the Mars's gravity and get into the Mars orbit. And by doing this, India demonstrated that you can do things very differently in spite of whatever limitations that may be there in the resources you have. If you make up your mind and if you work together as a team, you can achieve very difficult things, or so-called impossible things also can be done. And in this, the example, actually there is another lesson to learn. That is, while if we do not learn from our own mistakes, we are eligible to be called a stupid person. But if you can learn from others' mistakes, you can make rapid progress. And also you will visualize that if everything I have to learn by my own mistake and succeed, one lifetime may not be sufficient for achieving success. So one of the things you need to see is, in any activity you do, if you are able to actually study what has happened, what others have done, what problems they have faced, and if you are able to overcome those problems, visualize solutions beyond that, you can make rapid progress. And in the same manner, when technology was denied to us, ISRO showed that it is possible to do indigenous technology development, that is rocket technology. Today, we have 3 versions of rocket. While we started doing the work in an assembled kit form, today we have 3 versions of the launch vehicle. PSLV, for example, all of you are familiar. We have just recently completed the 50th launch of PSLV, wherein more than 100 of our satellites was launched. But in the same period, we have made use of excess capacity available in these launch vehicles to launch 319 satellites of 33 countries, and in the process earn some foreign exchange also on this. And in this one launch, when 104 satellites was put in one go, it was indeed a great event, and the entire world turned around and looked at India, seeing how is it that India is able to do such a thing which others had not done up to that point of time. In all this, you can see, not only this, India also demonstrated, true to our heritage and true to what the traditional wisdom, that the knowledge and skills you acquire should be beneficial not only to yourself, not only to your community, but also to the nations around you. The Honorable Prime Minister had promised the South Asian countries that we will provide a satellite transponder capacity free. And when this was done a couple of years back by launching a South Asia satellite, you will be feeling extremely proud on what the Afghan president told on that day. When on that day, Honorable Prime Minister had brought together heads of states of all these South Asian countries, and the Afghan president on that occasion of the launch of the satellite said, "We are used to people making promises, but this is the first time I am seeing a promise made being fulfilled in real quick time." And you can see that today India is providing free transponder service to places like Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Maldives, and a number of countries, and they are getting the benefit of this communication capability, not only for transferring library services or the weather information or communication capability for DTH equivalent, many such things. So this again shows that in India, what once upon a time was the fountainhead of all knowledge, it was the place where everybody else was looking up to India for all spheres of life, whether it is spirituality or even in terms of commercial or technical activities. India as a land was the actually light and beacon for rest of the world. But as a result of maybe many years of subjugation and colonial rule for hundreds of years, we lost our advantages. But today, each one of you have a tremendous opportunity because you are living at a time where the government, both central and state, is trying to make all the resources and tools accessible to the younger community. And today India also has the advantage of being a very youthful country. For next 3 to 4 decades, the number of working hands is going to be far more than the number of people depending on the working hand. And if India and all of you make up your mind, you can take India back to the place where it really belongs. Where it belongs is to showcase to the rest of the world. It is not by physical prowess that you can rule the world. It is by your thoughts and the thought of the entire world being a single community. Vishwasudhaiva Kutumbakam, what is said. In fact, India practiced that. Even today, if you look at in the tribal community, you can see some of those great original values being still preserved. I'll give just one example of what happened recently. I went, a set of about 7 doctors, when they came out of the medical college in Mysore about 35 years back, they decided to set up a small entity, serve the people of the tribal region by setting up schools for them and also hospital for them. Like what KLE society itself did, the 7 Saptarshis, when they completed their education, some of them, they decided that we need to provide education to this region, and that's how the KLE society, which recently completed more than 100 years. In a similar manner, this group of doctors, 35 years back, set up an entity, and today they are running, actually they did the 36th Foundation Day, and one of the persons has written a book called Voices from the Grassroots. In that he showcases father and son of a tribal family. They are going along with this person in the forest, and son climbs up a tree where there is a beehive, and father is holding a big towel or blanket below. The son takes the queen bee from the beehive. He actually has covered himself with a blanket. The queen bee he puts on his shoulder. All the bees come onto his shoulder. On the other hand, which he carries the sickle, he cuts 3/4 of the beehive. and the father collects that ears and eyes open, observe nature. By observing nature, you can actually come up with lot of new solutions to the problems we are facing. In fact, till today, what human beings have done is only extending the capabilities of things what we have seen around us in nature. Whether we have gone beyond Earth or within Earth or in the ocean, all these things have come about because there were people who observed nature very keenly and through that developed newer capabilities to the society. In the same manner, today, if the working as a team is important, if single individuals excel, like in a cricket team, if one person only performs well, it is never good. That's what used to happen in the earlier decades. We used to have personal or single individual excellences. But today, as a team, India is excelling. Same way, if you also not only make use of your knowledge, but you share and work in a collaborative manner with your friends, with your colleagues, you can make a huge difference to the activities around you. So let me take this opportunity to congratulate the forum, Physics Forum, for providing an opportunity to students to listen to people who have done some achievement in their domain and giving an opportunity to interact with them. I compliment them for their effort, and today by interacting with stalwarts like that, you can actually improve or quest the curiosity that you have. And one last thing, don't lose the ability to question. Don't suppress your own curiosity, no matter what happens. Probably each one of you would have felt many times when you were a child, your father, grandfather, or all of the relatives used to take credit saying, look at this person, he asked this question, that question, he is interested in that. But then as you keep growing older, when you start asking questions which I am not able to answer because of my own limited knowledge, I tell, you are a chatterbox, you are a foolish fellow, you don't know, like that, suppress you. But then don't lose heart, no matter what is told, keep your curiosity, keep questioning. It is only when you pursue your ability to find answers to the problems you have, you can make a difference to the world. So retain that curiosity and continue to observe nature and acquire more knowledge, and through that benefit the entire society. So let me compliment this forum for doing this job, and on their behalf wish you all a great success in your life. Thank you.
Trust View College Netsoshi. My question is, do meteorites always keep on moving? And in case they keep on moving, where does the energy come from?
This universe is moving. Right now, you are moving at 1 lakh kilometers per hour. It's only relative to what is the question. See, all of us on the earth, while we are moving at such fast speed around the sun is moving around the center of this galaxy, and this galaxy is moving around something else. So every object in space is actually can stay only when it is moving. So one of the things is the entire thing is always on the move. And many times, like me and you for example, right now, since our relative velocities are same, we feel that we are stationary. Otherwise, the moment you start seeing outside this, you will start seeing how other things are moving. Not only we are moving, we are rotating, all things are happening. So even meteorites also, at the time of formation, depending on their whatever forces that they started, they are in some trajectory. And they are moving in their trajectory. If they come closer to some other object whose gravitational influence overwhelms the influence of their own trajectory, then they get deviated. For example, you are also familiar.
Earth is rotating around the sun. Gravitation force is required, and centripetal force is balanced by the gravitation force. So, attractive force, gravitational force is always attractive force. Why sun is attracted to Earth is not attracted by the sun?
No, it is attracted, but it is you are pulling the stone towards you. but at that time there is a velocity tangential to the line drawn between, let's say, Sun and Earth. Earth is moving tangential to that with a velocity such that by the time it traverses a certain distance, it falls towards Sun. That's why it goes in that circle. Actually, Earth is moving because of the gravitational force of the Sun. It's all the time moved towards that. But since its velocity in the tangential direction is there, it appears, actually it continues to move in a circular form.
I'm curious to know that what is the relation or connection between the black hole and the white hole?
Black hole and black hole is supposed to be an area where the mass concentration has reached a stage. Its gravitational pull is such that even the light is not able to escape its gravitational pull. So everything gets pulled towards that. And because of that, in fact, some of the black holes are supposed to be having masses which is 10 to the power 4 or 10 to the power 5 times the mass of Sun. So such is its mass. And because of that, all things get pulled towards that, and since nothing leaves that particular region, it appears black to us. But in the surrounding area, lot of events are happening by which we can see the position of a black hole. Otherwise, black hole is supposed to be a place where everything is sinking into that and nothing is coming out from within that.
So then black hole is a strong...
Learned that this gravitational pull is determined by what parameters? One is the mass of relative masses. Whatever, if the heavier the mass, heavier is the force that is going to come. See, Earth has a certain mass. Sun has much larger. And then if you take, like I said, the black hole, it has got 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 5 times the mass of Sun. So obviously that force will be much more. So same way, the heavier the masses, heavier is the force that is getting generated.
And the big crunch take place.
Big
Crunch. Like the Big Bang has occurred.
Okay.
Then
What our own traditional wisdom has told in the past is, these are cycles. Everything in nature is cyclical. There is no beginning, there is no end. But then science and technology is trying to find through its ability to make observation. Is that the truth or is something else the truth? Today, all science and technology is trying to do with bigger and bigger telescopes. You have seen, for example, light emanating from an object which has traveled for billions of light years. That means if you travel at the speed of 3 lakh kilometers per second, that is the velocity of light. At that speed, if you travel for 1 year, it is 1 light year. If like that, if billions of light years if you travel, then whatever distance you have covered, from that distance, the light has reached us, is what some of the observations are telling. That means our acquisition of knowledge is continuing to open up newer and newer vistas. So probably whether what the traditional knowledge which says that everything is cyclical is true or not has to be either proved or disproved. So currently science and technology is trying to attempt that as more and more scientists, more and more technologies come up with newer experiments and try to fit it into laws, fit it into an equation and try to explain whether it is physics of everything or like string theory, many of these things which are being attempted. If everything can be explained, then we will have that knowledge. So till that time, we have to go by what is known at that point of time as the most accurate projection of this global model.
And my question is, why are stars not blurred even though Earth is rotating?
Far away trees, they continue to appear to you continuously. The things closer to you, as you keep seeing closer and closer, very close to you if you look at the window, the things move very fast. You are not able to make out clearly. Is it correct? You have felt that? Yeah, now you can try and explain. What happens which is far away? The one object which is so far away that the relative motion, angular motion or linear motion is very slow with respect to you. and you have an eye, perception of vision, how long can you see, whatever you see can remain in your perception? You have heard of flickering? You have heard of it? Okay, there is what is called as perception. There is the moment you see something, same thing remains in your perception for a certain period of time. And if you, before that by period ends, if you repeat that same object, that object appears to you in a continuous manner. So what happens here is, when you look at objects at a far away distance, that object remains in your perception system without relatively moving. So because of that, it doesn't appear blur. And again, you have heard of high-speed photography. High-speed photography means when you take a picture using your mobile, say, it exposes, or the